50 heartwarming parent quotes to make you appreciate them. Parenting is one of the most rewarding and challenging jobs that someone can have. It's natural to want your parent to know how much you appreciate them, so we've compiled 50 of the best parent quotes for you. If you enjoyed this video, please take the time to subscribe and like. We appreciate your effort. Let's begin. A father's goodness is higher than the mountain. A mother's goodness deeper than the sea. Japanese proverb. A mother's love is patient and forgiving when all others are forsaking. It never fails or falters, even though the heart is breaking. Helen Rice. Nobody on earth can ever love you more than your parents. Anonymous. Love your parents and treat them with loving care, for you will only know their value when you see their empty chair. Anonymous. A mother is a person who, seeing there are only 4 pieces of pie for 5 people, promptly announces she never did care for pie. Neva Jordan. The heart of a mother is a deep abyss at the bottom of which you will always find forgiveness. Honoré de Balzac. Mother's love is peace. It need not be acquired. It need not be deserved. Erich Fromm. Love as powerful as your mother's for you leaves its own mark. To have been loved so deeply will give us some protection forever. J.K. Rowling. We may not be able to prepare the future for our children, but can we at least prepare our children for the future? Franklin D. Roosevelt. Your kids require you most of all to love them for who they are, not to spend your whole life trying to correct them. Bill Ayers. A child who is allowed to be disrespectful to his parents will not have true respect for anyone. Billy Graham. Parents, they didn't leave you when you were young, so don't leave them when they are old. Anonymous. Honor your parents. Anonymous. We never know the love of a parent till we become parents ourselves. Henry Ward Beecher. All that I am or hope to be, I owe to my mother. Abraham Lincoln. Parental love is the only love that is truly selfless, unconditional, and forgiving. T.P. Chia. We never know the love of a parent till we become parents ourselves. Henry Ward Beecher. Parents were the only ones obligated to love you. From the rest of the world, you had to earn it. Anne Brashares. When you look into your mother's eyes, you know that is the purest love you can find on this earth. Mitch Albom. What it's like to be a parent. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but in exchange, it teaches you the meaning of unconditional love. Nicholas Sparks. The most loving parents and relatives commit murder with smiles on their faces. They force us to destroy the person we really are, a subtle kind of murder. Jim Morrison. My parents are my backbone. Still are. They're the only group that will support you if you score 0 or you score 40. Kobe Bryant. By loving them for more than their abilities, we show our children that they are much more than the sum of their accomplishments. Eileen Kennedy Moore. No matter how far we come, our parents are always in us. Brad Meltzer. A parent's love is whole, no matter how many times divided. Robert Brault. Parents of young children should realize that few people, and maybe no one, will find their children as enchanting as they do. Barbara Walters. It's a funny thing about mothers and fathers. Even when their own child is the most disgusting little blister you could ever imagine, they still think that he or she is wonderful. Roald Dahl. In some sense, every parent does love their children, but some parents are too broken to love them well. Paul Young. My heroes were my parents. I can't see having anyone else as my heroes. Michael Jordan. Love is the chain whereby to bind a child to its parents. Abraham Lincoln. There is no friendship, no love, like that of a parent for the child. Henry Ward Beecher. As your kids grow, they may forget what you said, but won't forget how you made them feel. Kevin Heath. Love is giving your kids your undivided attention and time. Kevin Heath. Parents must get across the idea that I love you always, but sometimes I do not love your behavior. Amy Vanderbilt. Love your parents. We are so busy growing up, we often forget they are also growing old. Anonymous. Appreciate your parents. You never know what sacrifices they went through for you. Anonymous. Next to God, thy parents. William Penn. Don't use the sharpness of your tongue on the mother who taught you to speak. Ali Ibn Abi Talib. Don't anger your parents in order to please other people. Those other people did not spend their lives building yours. Anonymous. You, the parent, are your child's first teacher and his best teacher. It's an awesome responsibility, but one that brings immeasurable rewards. Jacques McTaggart. Parents with their words, attitudes, and actions possess the ability to bless or curse the identities of their children. Craig Hill. Imagine the progress in education and a child's school and life success if parents embraced their role as their child's first teacher and role model. James Casale. It is the sunlight of parental love and encouragement that enables a child to grow in competence and slowly gain mastery over his environment. Felicity Bauer. Parents are not perfect, nor are they saints. Dads and mums make mistakes all the time. How you handle these situations will be an important life lesson for your children. Bethany Bridges. More specifically, being a dad is a diverse responsibility, and it is also defined by providing support to your partner in the glorious journey of parenthood. Natalie West. Parents are without doubt one of the most, if not the most influential role models that their kids will probably have under normal circumstances. Joseph Parker. The daily choices we make as parents to filter what enters our children's impressionable hearts and minds will go a long way in determining who our children become. Mark Musser. One of the greatest titles in the world is parent, and one of the biggest blessings in the world is to have parents to call mom and dad. Jim DeMint.